The recent suspension of USAID funding by the U.S. government has triggered mixed reactions in Maiduguri, Borno State. The decision follows allegations by the Trump administration that an annual budget of $697 million was being diverted to finance terrorist groups, including Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, and ISIS. The claims have sparked calls for an independent investigation, with experts criticizing the Nigerian government's reliance on foreign aid for humanitarian needs and development. Trustee Beatrice Gorisi has more.
The claims made during a U.S. congressional hearing on government efficiency have prompted calls for an independent investigation. Experts and local residents argue that while Borno State has benefited significantly from USAID aid, the Nigerian government must take greater responsibility for humanitarian support and development.
Locals have at different times come up to tell us that, look, this thing is not just the people. It is aided with some kind of forces. So I believe if this aid eventually leaves, if this aid is stopped, we would definitely look for look at the silver linings, look at the opportunities within, and develop ourselves, and at least we would have less level of death all over Borno State.
Intervention, especially in terms of a health sector, in terms of agriculture, in terms of youth empowerment that are happening, and Nigeria really need to going to feel the brunt of this decision. Because for me, I will also blame our leaders on that, because we have they have relegated their responsibilities and they have allowed international organizations. Some of them rely on this funding for them to even impact on their own governance responsibility. Some of them, you not even know that this support is coming from USAID.
Maiduguri residents emphasized the need for Nigeria to reduce its reliance on foreign aid. While the funding cut has led to job losses, they believe it serves as a wake-up call for the government to strengthen internal aid mechanisms.
I think the USAID officials, that professionals that will be losing their jobs, are about 28,000. And the federal government has agreed to absorb these people into its payroll. So whichever way you look at it, they are going to have a way of livelihood. But if it is going to cost us what it has cost us in the past decade, then I have no regrets, honestly.
And another way is also a wake-up call for our leaders, for them to understand that it's not the responsibility of the USAID government to fund us and then our activities and then to support us. But with this development, I think we'll go back to the drawing board. We'll start being innovative. We'll start providing effective services to our people, and we'll start being accountable. Most of them, the way they channel their fund, you need to account for every dime that they give. And that is why you see the impact of their support. And really, it's a really source of concern for us.
It is high time for our government to also act accordingly. If they will halt their operation for some times, then after the conclusion of the investigation, if they found that they are guilty of the aforementioned crimes, and if they have accomplices in connivance, then they should be sanctioned accordingly.
Meanwhile, the National Assembly has set up a committee to investigate the allegations, with many awaiting its findings. Beatrice Gorisi, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.